So it's the night before I'm going to bake the dough. I'm going to make the dough tomorrow. And for the past 2 nights, I've thrown out a bit of starter and then fed it with a little bit of flour and water. And you can see it looks quite different to the clag glue that I showed you. It looks a much looser, and you can see bubbles in it. And it also, the smell is much stronger. It has like a fermented kind of yeasty smell. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to now make, it's called the levian, and this is what goes into your dough as essentially your yeast. So I've just got a little jug. You can use another jar if you want, whatever you've got. Now this recipe, I'm just going to do a white sourdough this week and put some olives through it. And so it requires 150 mils of room temperature water. Oh, I need a bit more. And it requires 50, sorry, I shouldn't say mils, I should say grams, 50 grams of starter. Stir. A little bit less organized tonight than we were previous. And then I'm going to tear this off again. I'm going to add 150 grams of flour. Sam's here for moral support. Okay. This all gets a really good mix. So it's gonna look really thick and gluggy. You just wanna try and mix it. It's still gonna be really, it's gonna be really lumpy, and that's fine. You just wanna make sure it's all mixed. So it doesn't, you just wanna get all the water and flour and starter combined. Now, I'm going to know that this is ready to use when it's going to probably take 8 or 9 hours overnight, and it's going to get really bubbly and probably almost double in size. So, I mean, this jar may even be, the glass container may even be a little bit small. So what you can do is, just like to keep note of the level, you can put a little texture mark here, so you know, you can see in the morning exactly how far it's risen. Another trick that I do, if you don't have a texture handy, is to get a rubber band and you just mark with a rubber band how far up the jar it is. So basically what you're looking for when you know you're ready to make your dough is your levian is really bubbly, really active, and it's almost doubled in size. If it's quite hot in temperature, it could go more than double in size. I'm going to grab a little dish, just put over the top. Doesn't matter that there's some air in there, it's probably good. It's going to cover it so no flies get in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed, so I've already discarded some of my starter into the levian, so I don't have to throw any more out. And I'm going to give it a little bit of water. Feed it a little bit of flour. Give it a stir. And this is now ready to go back in the fridge until next week, 2 days or so before I want to bake again. And this just means it's kept fresh and healthy. This jar obviously has a lid, but I don't tend to secure it. Apparently it's good to have it covered, but it's also good to let a little bit of air in. So, because essentially I think that the starter is absorbing all the microbes and bacteria that are floating around in your fridge and in your house, and so it's good to give it a little bit of air. And that's it until tomorrow.